Hello everyone, back tuning into today's first video, doing 5-day forecast for today's first video. So as always on a Wednesday, we're having a detailed look at the weather for the next 5 days. There's not going to be much going on. High pressure is going to be very dominant over the next 5 days. High pressure will be in control from beginning to end. Its position will change a little bit, and that will make day by day differences. So I think to begin with, first 2 or 3 days, the emphasis is on pretty cold weather, but also brighter weather, with risk of frost and fog at night. And then as we get later on into the period, probably filling up the high with more cloud again. So going frost-free and not as cold by day, but there could be quite a lot of cloud as we get through to the weekend and the start of next week. So I'll tell you through everything that's going on very shortly. Just say that today's second video update coming up later on this afternoon on the homepage will extend out beyond the 5-day forecast period, and we'll have a good look at the weather next week to 10 days and probably even beyond that. Websites using for 5-day forecasts are coming from theweatheroutlook.com and westcentral.de. You can find links to both websites on the links page, and we will get on with it. So we're going to start off with the radar picture from the Weather Outlook. There's been a lot of dry weather around today, but we have had some showers running down this eastern side of the country, so across parts of northeast England down to Lincolnshire into East Anglia. Just 1 or 2 coming through the far southeast as well. Just a little bit more in the way of cloud and showers on the eastern side. Many central western areas though have had a bright morning, and it has been dry. But it's also pretty cold. If I overlay the temperatures, you'll see that the highest temperatures, if you can call them, are in the east, around 4 or 5 degrees. But in the west and some of these southwestern parts of Scotland, for example, temperatures are struggling to get much above freezing. And generally it is colder out in west, even though there's a little bit more sunshine over there. Is today's Stochastic pressure chart. High pressure is dominating weather, and that will be a recurring theme throughout this 5-day forecast. So high pressure at 1,040 millibars is right over top of the country. Good time to set your barometer if you would like to do that. Set it at around 1,040 millibars and you won't be far wrong. So for the rest of today, we'll keep cloud and showers running down the eastern coast, but most places will stay dry, and the best of any brighter sunny spells will be in the west. Temperatures are going to be pretty cold, ranging around 3 to 7 degrees Celsius, so a pretty chilly day. Actually not too far from average, but it's a bit of a shock compared to the very mild conditions that we've had since Christmas. Overnight tonight, high pressure remains in control, but we do start to pick up a little bit more of the southwesterly breeze into the far sort of northwest of Scotland. So a little bit more cloud and some light patches of rain or drizzle for far west of Scotland and Northern Ireland. But for most places, it's going to be dry. I think we'll see those showers down the east coast fading away as well. There'll be a mix of clear spells, variable cloud. Whether you get the clear spells, it'll be a cold night. Temperatures will go down possibly as low as -5 in some sheltered rural areas, -2, -3 more generally. If it's cloudy though, the temperatures will be holding up above freezing probably. And there could be some freezing fog patches around tonight as well. They could be quite dense and troublesome in 1 or 2 places. They'll be fairly isolated, I think, but they'll be fairly dense and troublesome by the morning. That's how Thursday's looking. High pressure is still in control of the weather. You'll not be surprised to know. Again, just a little bit more of a southwesterly breeze, southwesterly influence coming to the far north and west of the country. So once again, Thursday's looking mainly dry, away from northern and west of Scotland anyway, where there will be a little bit more in the way of cloud and a few light patches of rain or drizzle there, but otherwise mostly dry day, sunny spells and variable cloud. 1 or 2 of those freezing fog patches could linger all day. Where fog does linger all day, it'll be very cold. Temperatures are going to struggle to get much above freezing under any lingering fog. Otherwise, we're up to around 3, 4, 5 degrees again in the January sunny spells. But again, it will be quite cold, really. Another frost and more freezing fog perhaps on Thursday night. That's Friday, no change. High pressure is still sitting over top of the country. So once again, we'll have a lot of dry weather. Again, more in way of cloud, always possible for northwestern parts of Scotland and for Northern Ireland, as we just have a little bit more of an Atlantic influence, possibly a few patches of rain or drizzle as well. But otherwise, plenty of dry weather, sunny spells, alternating with variable cloud and 1 or 2 freezing fog patches lingering all day. Again, where that freezing fog lingers, temperatures will not get much above freezing all day. Otherwise, we're up to around 3, 4, 5 degrees, so quite cold, but compensated a little bit by light winds and some sunny spells. And then we move into weekend, and this high pressure just begins to slip a little bit further southwards then. We start to pick up a bit more of an influence from off the Atlantic. So I think a bit of a north-south split for Saturday. Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of Northern England probably turning quite cloudy fairly widely, and there could well be some more general outbreaks of rain moving into a very far northwest of Scotland by day's end. The rest of England and Wales, though, will probably have another dry day with plenty of sunny spells. Again, 1 or 2 freezing fog patches could linger all day, so very cold in any lingering fog. Otherwise, in the sunny spells, you're going to get temperatures around 4 or 5 degrees, but the highest temperatures will probably be in the north, might get to around 9 degrees across western parts of Scotland. And then into Sunday, the high pressure is just a little bit further southwards again, more or less centred across northern France now. And so we are picking up a lot more of an influence from off the Atlantic. This means that all areas probably see cloud moving in from the Atlantic Ocean. So we're going back into that sort of cloudy anticyclonic stuff that we had over Christmas and up to New Year. So I think Sunday has a lot of cloud across the country. The best of any brighter sunny spells will be in the far south or the southeast. But even there, I think you're probably going to fill up with cloud really by Sunday, and most places just having a very grey, quiet day on Sunday. There might be some showery outbreaks of rain across parts of Scotland. Some of that might affect Northern Ireland and northwest England as well. Temperature probably ranging somewhere around 4 to 9 Celsius. It certainly is a little bit less cold, I think, as we go through the weekend, and much less of a risk of frost and fog early and late. And then that takes us into Monday. We end the 5-day forecast period still more or less with high pressure in control, but the Atlantic is trying to get itself going a little bit to the northwest of Scotland. So some cloud and patchy rain for northern western parts of Scotland. It might turn a little bit heavier later on, and a fairly brisk southwesterly wind also for parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. England and Wales still under that area of high pressure, still lots of dry weather. Temperatures again ranging from around 4 to 9 degrees Celsius. The coldest temperatures will be in the south. The mildest temperatures will be in the north, interestingly. I think the risk of frost and fog will be much diminished by the start of next week, as again we are filling up this high pressure with cloud from off the Atlantic Ocean. Finally, just have a look at charts and weather outlook. So this situation today, we have got these showers running down the east coast, but most places are dry. The best of the sunshine is in central and western parts of the country. Temperatures have taken a tumble compared to where they were over Christmas and up to New Year. Thursday, again, lots of dry weather coming up, pretty chilly temperatures, and this continues into Friday and the weekend as well, really. What you will notice as we go through the weekend, particularly on Sunday, is that this high pressure fills up with cloud. So we lose the sunny spells, we lose the risk of freezing fog, we replace it with grey skies, and temperatures start to lift up, particularly in northern parts of the country. That's how we finish up the 5-day forecast period on Monday. Still looking mainly dry, but probably again with a lot of cloud. So there's not much going on, but in summary, we're going to be dominated by high pressure, and that's going to give us lots of dry and quiet conditions. We start off cold with risk of frost and fog, particularly through the early part of the period. Later on, we pick up a lot more in way of cloud over the weekend into next week, so risk of frost and fog is diminished, but we feel the high pressure up with cloud, and it just turns pretty gloomy, but stays generally dry and quiet away from the north and western part of the country. Right, so that's the 5-day forecast done and dusted. We'll be back later on this afternoon to extend out beyond the 5-day forecast period. Hopefully that will get a little bit more interesting because there's not much happening in the next 5 days. So come back this afternoon on the homepage for today's second video. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.